Okay, maps have been decided. The first game shall be done in Biffy's Peril. It was just as I expected. The teams were deciding between small and large maps, and it seems that in the end, the last choice was between either Forgotten Isles and Biffy's Peril, and Darkness and Waaghur chose Biffy's Peril. So yeah.
So it looks like for now we have a race we've not seen yet. We've got Tyranids potentially from Stranger, IG from Andersson, Eldar from Darkness, Necrons from Waaghur. So Necrons on a very small map. What do we think about that?
Okay, so the very thing is that Andersson and Goose are extremely aggressive early on. That's why they prefer the small maps. So Necrons have a bit of difficulty defending in the early tiers. So if Gooseman and Andersson mount a coordinated assault into the Necron base, it could be troublesome. So it's up to Darkness to support his teammate if he does decide to go Necrons.
Okay, well it looks like he switched from from Eldar to CSM. I'm sure he has his reasons. Both obviously super good early races.
Indeed.
I was just thinking with Eldar, because of the higher mobility, you might have just been able to sort of support Necrons a bit faster and be able to sort of dance around a bit more. But equally, you get the chunk from having Space Marines.
So yeah, we're about to see the cream of the crop in the tournament. The number 1 seed versus the number 2 seeds. Gooseman and Andersson being the champions of the last tournament, will they be able to defend their title against Waaghur and Darkness?
So I guess your prediction would go towards Stranger and Main?
At the very least, both of them have been extremely coordinated throughout the tournament. My prediction is that if they're able to pull out their strategy, because they have actually practiced strategies on their own, so they do have an idea what's going to go down. But if they get thwarted, Waaghur and Darkness are extremely good when it gets to the late game. So if they don't manage to pull something off in the early game, or at least gain an advantage, then Waaghur and Darkness will slowly be getting better, especially because they have later tier game races.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but Waaghur has now gone to Demons.
Demons? Oh, okay. So
and Darkness
that's an extreme...
back to Eldar.
Oh, okay. So this changes the dynamic completely because Demons have a really good early tier.
Oh,
I've been
Stranger.
wondering why we got...
Also on Demons. Sorry, we need to really just look at these races.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, 2 Demons. I was wondering when that's gonna come up. Okay, so this is gonna be an extremely early tier focused map. My prediction, probably Stranger would do early Demon Harass while Andersson techs. And at the meantime, Waaghur could do the exact same while Eldar techs. So not only that, but Andersson could opt to make early buildings in the forward lines to... Oh, I mean, as long as they don't do the headquarters on an enemy base, it should be okay.
Yeah. But I think it comes down to how well Andersson uses the buildings. Because in a straight fight between Eldar and IG, I think that Eldar is probably better in many of the tiers. But it's just how well Andersson can sort of abuse the IG buildings and the plasma guns and such.
Let's keep an eye on Demons for now. Let's see if they're doing what they think they're gonna do, particularly Stranger's Demons.
So we do have Demons next to each other. I feel that that's kind of influential.
Yeah, here comes the early harass. As expected, the Fury is aiming to go directly at that. But he's going also versus another Demons player, so they both have the exact same thing. So the question is, oh, they're going straight for the boulder. That is a wise move. Now he needs to defend against that, the last one will die.
The builder is surprisingly tanky.
Indeed. what's happening with Eldar and Imperial Guard at the moment is the question.
Just taking the
cavalry
points.
units. Indeed, early game cavalry harass. Probably aiming to decap a lot of Darkness's points. Ooh. Oh, that's deadly.
That's it.
Oh, that's dead. Oh, that's terrible. That sets him back by a lot. He has another cavalry unit coming up, but
that
was
mine isn't even done.
crucial time. Oh, and he's still getting on the mines. Yeah, this is terrible. I mean, those are cheap, however, so it may not be as bad as when
they killed the builder.
Yes, they did. Oh, and here comes the demons. Deep strike in the base. It is completely allowed for this tournament. So it's up to his friend to defend. The question is, they have to decide between defending and counter-harassing.
But I think both of Darkness's mines so far have been pretty good. And I think this harass is not going to last long.
That being the case, it's both Andersson and Gooseman with the initiative in sending out their attacks, so they have been able to cap their points with relative ease in their bases.
However, there is only one person tacking up to tier 1, and that is Gooseman.
Indeed. But that being the case, Demon tier 1 is not as scary as many of the other races.
Tier 1 for IG.
So it may not be that much of a gap, but we do see that both Andersson and Goose are taking up. So it's up to both Waaghur and Darkness to make sure they secure their map control and pick up so they don't stay behind.
That said, map control wise, Darkness and Waaghur, they're doing good. In fact, they're doing very good. It's just Darkness is very behind. But that said, it's Eldar. They're good at this point of the game. They don't rely on really having to win tier 0 to progress. And Waaghur's got the money, so he can tech up.
It all comes down on how they transition into the next couple of tiers. Will they do a heavy tier 1 assault, or will they continue to tech towards later tiers and just secure their generators?
Oh, that graphical thing's back. I'm back to a couple of FPS when I move the mouse. That gonna be a Sentinel? No, Hellhounds. Hellhounds from Andersson, as well as his LPs. Oh, there's another lot upgrading there. Ignore me.
Duly ignored.
Dark still not tearing. Waaghur about to finish. That said,
okay,
this isn't so bad. They've got the map control to soak up some of this this late tiering.
And now that Waaghur has gotten his tier 1, he may be able to do a quick horror squad to support his ally, which is being raided by Inferno Cannons. The question is, will we get him in time?
Who is this deep striking?
Indeed.
Okay, this is ally. This is his ally. So.
Yeah, he's gonna do multiple pink horrors, which will do considerable damage to the Hellhounds, pushing them back. Well played.
Yeah.
Worst possible scenario. But what is Stranger doing in space, though? You have to ask yourself: are they securing their big generators? Is the question.
Yeah. 2 for Stranger.
Yeah, that is gonna be a big factor going in. Oh, and now the Hellhound's going into the demon base, or not? Probably thought it would be a bad idea. Maybe better on defending his own base. Who's controlling that relic, by the way? Waaghur or Stranger?
Sorry?
The relic. Oh, it's Waaghur's relic. Okay.
Yeah. Map control is still very much in the hands of Darkness and Waaghur.
Still, Stranger has 2 big generators, which is an extremely good power income, and he can show that with Andersson as well.
Cool. So Darkness now in tier 1.
Squad ready.
So yeah, income-wise, it's not looking too bad.
Yeah, a big assault on Stranger's base further on. A conjoined assault between Eldar and his demon ally. They're probably planning on getting rid of the rest of their economy. But I'm still worried that Stranger has those 2 big generators, which could come in handy later on.
Yeah, still got both.
Andersson might consider fast taking into tier 2 to probably bring out some new Resistors or Karskins. Oh, he's still sending Hellhounds to the Eldar base. Probably hoping to snipe some kind of big generators, but Eldar have their anti-tank. Oh, they're bringing transports in to kill their anti-tank. Oh, but they got the stealth too. Just in time. Are they gonna do good damage though? That is the question.
We are taking
It's now a divided assault on the the Eldar base and the demon base. Let's see who goes out ahead, but... And he got... Oh, fire dragons. Very good. That's gonna be able to probably kill those. Chimera transports and hellhounds. Yes, indeed. I think so.
No, they're fire dragons yet.
I thought I saw
I think
them.
he's just got falcons and banshees.
It cannot be done. We must retreat.
This is not looking good for Darkness's generators.
The Stranger is now pushing out against Waaghur and doing... I'm not sure who wins that actually.
Yes, it is tough to tell because since they're both Daemon players, then the Daemon units can be easily confused, especially because they share the same, almost the same color scheme, I believe. But truly enough, they're able to push them back out of the Eldar base. So now that he has to rebuild, he probably lost a few generators on them. So he has now, they now need to regain that map control.
Oh yeah, okay, Darkness is on 3 generators.
damage.
But the big one as well.
Okay. A big divided assault here.
Waaghur's not actually in that bad a spot. Should be able to get rid of these two juggernauts pretty sharpish.
I mean, army-wise, I believe that Waaghur and Darkness have the advantage, but tough to see actually with all this going on.
So pop-wise, it's 10, about 22 on Darkness's side, and 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So dead
Something I
even
don't
on
like, though,
pop caps.
Something I don't like though is that by leaving his base that early, maybe he's he's scanning his base. He's probably gonna keep sending in vehicles. He needs to make sure he has some sort of defenses against that because he might just keep backdooring with either Harehounds or another vehicle.
I feel like this is very brave. It's Falcon with the missile launcher.
Indeed, so they're aiming for the generators, doing a bit of back and forth in base trading, but he needs to switch that unit to the generators again because a missile launcher is not that good versus infantry, I believe, right?
No, it's got some CC, but no, for Eldar it's specifically an anti-structure weapon.
So yeah, maybe he's a bit focused on microing his other units, but right now this has been a back and forth. They have not moved from that spot. It's dead even in terms of pushing.
Problem is, Stranger has now taken back a lot of the map control. They are pushing back.
But we will look at Eldar. They're now finally pushing to ID base, which I think is taking up, right?
Taking up to tier 2.
Oh, but do they have some sort of defenses against this oncoming? Oh, they retreated. It seems like
I think they
had
saw the
vehicle.
melter guns and these are anti-vehicle weapons on these Falcons.
But now Andersson has also his big gen, and so in team-wise, one team controls 3 big gens and the other one only 1. Indeed, this is still dead even, I suppose, but I don't know. Something tells me those generators are gonna make the big difference. But slowly but surely, Waaghur pushing in little and little into Stranger Space, but
Tier 2 for Andersson.
We are taking damage.
oh, Wraith Lord's incoming, and he has all of Stranger's points. So this is actually quite worrisome. He should be pushing into the other points or the big generator. Just standing there is not gonna do much.
Yeah, I think these Wraith Lords can just take a detour, kill the generator, come back.
Yeah, this is unwise in the Turn for Darkness.
I mean, he can't actually see it, so unless he's sort of remembered. I mean, he knows that there's generators there, but
Okay, well, it will depend on what they will do next. Will they push out into the Demon base, or will they still push out into the ID base?
I feel that Waaghur is just about holding that fight, and I think Eldar have a good opportunity now just to cripple the IG. But I think it's probably the right plan. 'Cause if you go to try and help Waaghur with the Gooseman fight, then you're giving IG the chance to join the fight as well.
The Wraith Lord healing ability, healing that it's so powerful. Like he was just about to die, and now he's full health again.
Since my death.
We are taking damage.
Indeed, extremely powerful abilities, and this is extremely dangerous for Andersson now. He might lose his base. I don't know what the guys are saying, but
they're moaning about the Wraith Lord heal.
I would presume so. This is why I wanted to actually, in one sense, consider banning it, but it seems I did not make enough time.
So, Andersson has
We are taking damage.
somewhat prematurely GG'd.
And
There we
guess
go.
that the first game goes for Waaghur and Darkness. Indeed, indeed. But now, it's gonna be Andersson's and Gooseman's counterpick. So I shall be joining them to supervise that. But wow, now that they have lost the first game, which map do you think they shall probably go on next? I bet it's gonna be a small map, and Waaghur and Darkness can only ban 3 maps. So at the very least, there shall be one small map left open for them to choose from.
I'm wondering if they'll go for Doom Spiral.
I'm guessing the 3 maps they might ban is gonna be Doomspire, Gorhal Crater, and Torrents, which will probably leave either Abandoned Jungle, Cape of Despair, Forgotten Isles, and Rockla Foothills. But I know for a fact that Stranger and Andersson do not want to go for Rockla Foothills because they favor very small maps. So it's either between Abandoned Jungle or Forgotten Isles. Both pretty, even though Forgotten Isles is relatively big, it does favor good aggression because of the amount of points they're in. What do you believe they'll do?
I think as you
Which,
said.
by the way, game is up.
Ace, right, I just restarted my computer. Should mean I get one game before I get the FPS issues.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Game should be up.
Right. Right, well, we need to make an observer slot.
Okay, I shall inform them.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Now the question is which map they shall choose. That is placeholder map. They're probably deciding on the maps now. But now Anderson and Goose will have a bit of an advantage here because they will be deciding the tone of the map. And not only that, but according to the rules, if they so decide, they could also like change races last in order to counterpick their opponents. So that's why normally in these types of scenarios, getting the first victory is extremely important to have initiative. Seem to be chatting a bit here. See what the final...
I think they're querying all of the map banning stuff, so you might want to get in there and sort that out.
While we do that, by the way, do you need to restart the stream to adjust the delay?
Yes.
Hmm.
But I'd rather not take the delay off for the final, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
So Gab,
Yes, I'll go up. So, as expected, I love that my predictions are right. Waaghur and Darkness have decided to ban the 3 maps I mentioned: Doom Spiral, Waaghur Crater, and Torrents. So that would leave between a variety of maps. But again, I still think it's between Abandoned Jungle and Forgotten Isles.
Cool. Well, now they're talking about whether they can change races or not.
Okay, well, I shall then again rejoin them to inform them. Okay, just a little bit of explaining here that we're deciding on whether or not to change races and how that works. Which is why extremely important, guys, to always read the rules. Reading the rules can make this process that much quicker for both you as a player and everybody watching. Probably take that into account the next game, but you know, it's never bad to be sure of the rules.
looks like we're about finished then in terms of maps and races. So unless anything changes, it's Strangers on Demons and Andersson on IG again, and Darkness on Eldar and Waaghur on Demons again. So basically the same as last map.
Aha, Forgotten Isles. What was I saying? It's like I am on point with my map predictions today. But it comes from knowing these players for a relatively long time. I know their preferences, their playstyles. Darkness and Waaghur favor a more late game playstyle, while Andersson and Gooseman favor an early game playstyle. So it all comes down whether or not they can capitalize on this. We shall be seen.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
We may have Waaghur on Sisters.
Sisters of Battle?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's locked in.
That means that he may be going for a really good Seraphim harass. Extremely powerful for this types of map where it's pretty big. We shall see. So what are they using? Sisters and Chaos?
It looks like Eldar and Sisters.
Eldar and Sister versus?
We have CSM and IG.
Oh, CSM. This is actually pretty interesting to see. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do. Imperial Guard having not that much mobility. We should see, can they sort of capitalize on a stage like this in some way? Which is strange. If he is gonna stick to Imperial Guard, maybe a map like Abandoned Jungle would have suited better, right? Because this map has so many. It's even though it can enforce an aggressive playstyle, it's still relatively big. And IG maybe opting to go for horse harass, maybe, to compensate.
I think that's where it will go. I think it's where it's going to have to go, to be honest, just to sort of keep up with everything.
We shall see soon enough, and the game started.
We have Darkness on the Eldar.
We will fulfill
We
our
have
duty.
Waaghur on Sister Battle.
Mm-hmm.
We have Stranger on CSM. So Stranger already calling the opponent's races OP. And we have Andersson
Guardsman
on
reporting.
the IG.
Okay, so their start location is gonna be extremely important. I'm guessing that Andersson got the backline, right?
Yes.
I think this is generally a good thing, because even though it will probably be easier to defend for IG in the front line, if they are in the back line, they can avoid any backdoor
Guardsman
shenanigans, which lets them concentrate more on the front.
Objective secured.
So like
What now?
maybe IG can set up some defenses for SM, and in the meantime they can do a lot of conscripts to secure map control, if they're not opting to fast tech.
So got some mines from Darkness again, which
Success.
were awesome last game.
Indeed, they really crippled the horse harass coming from IG. Really good prediction from Darkness in that game.
2 squads of Seraphims.
We know our place.
I mean,
Eldar. Then they
mobility
look ready
is highly
for
favored in a map like this, so Seraphim squads shall be able to
Reporting, sir.
secure a lot of the map thanks to that. But IG being
Yes,
able to
my
have so
lord.
many conscripts
Yes,
can
my
also
lord.
secure the map in a
Well,
relatively
here.
fast manner.
So we're not seeing any
Objective secured. What now?
any horses, but it is straight to tier 1 for Andersson.
Vile
Okay.
servants of chaos approach.
Weird that he jumped into Eldar space. Was he expecting some kind of rush? Or no, he's going to the south. Oh, I see. Following the Raptors. Oh, this might be bad because the Seraphims can shoot while on the move, which will cripple the Raptors, but Seraphims use both of their jumps, so they might not be able to get pursuit.
Yeah, so it looks like this is just the idea is Stranger just kind of disrupting them, keeping them busy while Andersson fast techs. So he's already into tier 1.
Might be quite an effective strategy, it seems. If they, both Waaghur and Darkness, do not do enough pressure in this early start of the game, Andersson might just fast tech unimpeded. But that also depends on how much map control both of the teams get. Because if Andersson fast techs, but they are not able to secure the map, then it may not be worth it.
It's pretty equal at the moment. Sisters are teching as well. They're slower, but they are going up pretty quick. I mean, to be honest, if you tech up too quick, you've not got the money to actually spend when you get there. So there's nothing wrong with waiting another couple of minutes, taking a few more points, getting a few more LPs built on, and then tiering, because it just means that when you actually get up to tier 1, you actually have the income to take advantage quicker, rather than you getting to tier 1 and just sitting there for ages.
Well, that might be the case in the nature that is a game like Crucible. Most factions, if not all factions, just don't have any units that can deal with vehicles in tier 1 and tier 0. So if somebody were to get an early tier 1 rush and they're still in tier 0, they may just outright lose the game because they cannot do anything about the vehicles.
That's what I mean though. Andersson teched up super fast and he's still not built anything except generators since he got to tier 1.
Those bolters, extremely good range damage, were recently nerfed but still really good, are now getting that north map control.
But that said, Darkness is just, you know, starting to go over the halfway line as well. That said, I think this is the more important point, but...
Yes, indeed, considering also that the south points are occupied by Andersson as well, so they could be said that the map control belongs to Goose and Andersson at the moment.
I think so. That said, there's nothing bad about having mid-control. Especially because it looks like Darkness is actually taking mid-control properly now.
Success.
And he's already tiered up to tier 1 as well.
Yes, at the very least, they have not gotten complete control of the top yet, which means that this is actually quite even, if not Waaghur and Darkness' favor, because as you said, taking control of the middle allows them direct access into the enemy base.
And I think this is...
Oh yes, those pulses will go down. And the Seraphims will continue to gain map control on the top side. How's the bottom side going?
Nothing too interesting. Points built on. Points built on. And mid's about to be taken, so that can get reinforced. So this is now squarely in the advantage for Sisters and Eldar.
Indeed. Oh, but their Hell Talons are on the way though.
And I think this is a great map for Hell Talons. Big enough that you can just go between LPs and bomb them.
Indeed, they will be going straight into the enemy base if I'm not mistaken, so they need to be ready with their anti-vehicle soon if they're going to stop it.
It's a very defensive field command. Little surprised at that. I figured that this could have come here, maybe, here.
Yeah, maybe in the ally base to protect against impeding attacks, but as we know, that also could be a safer option to put it inside their base, because since this map is not as streamlined as Rockclaw Foothills, they may not be able to defend that well. Oh, but the Celestian coming out just in time to intercept the Hell Talon will be able to kill something though. Extremely good prediction by Waaghur on the arrival.
Didn't even get the builder. I think he got... Did he get something here? Either way, he didn't get a lot.
Indeed, that was an extremely well predicted Celestial squad by Waaghur, like god level prediction to get that at that exact moment. Very well played.
tier 2 for Stranger.
Ooh,
I can't remember if that HQ is tier 2.
it's tier 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have been focusing on getting more HQs and generators on the map to compensate for the loss of map control, which may actually be even better for them in a sense.
Because they're hitting tier 2 comfortably
The
before
craft world sings to me and I
Eldar
respond
or
in
Sisters.
kind.
By the Emperor's light, I lead.
Which I'll have to see whether or not they can make use of their map controller. If not, then Goose and Anderson might just come out ahead.
So if you have a look economically then, we've got about 340, about 390, whew, and then about 250 and about 260. So although funnily enough Darkness and Waaghur have the map control, they've actually not got the economic advantage at all.
This is mainly because even though that they do not have the map, they have been constantly building and upgrading their listening posts and generators around their base. So if Waaghur and Darkness want to have the map control, they need to compensate for it.
Tier 3.
Again, you go, ooh, this is not good.
And not even started, it is done in 3, 2, 1.
I mean,
Dunsky.
notice that Andersson doesn't really have anything regarding army. He has done nothing regarding army,
He's
and he
zero
has
pop.
he's completely gone unimpeded. Like Waaghur and Darkness have just not capitalized on that, and that's gonna come to bite them back.
I mean, Darkness is going to tier 2, but I don't believe Sisters is in tier 2 yet. And it looks like Goose is tier 3.
Oh yes, tier 3. He's gonna get those chaos shrines up. That's gonna be extremely powerful. That health town is not gonna last long against that many Celestians, and just dies, and that Dreadnought will also die.
So
What
it's some
Waaghur
wasted
needs
money.
to do now? What Waaghur needs to do now is fully push on the top position. Because if he doesn't, then he would just not be able to compensate for it. Oh, but he's getting the night. Are those Nightwings, right?
Yeah, Nightwings, yeah.
Maybe he will be thinking of deep striking the IG base, getting some generators.
He's spent all the
Does he
money
have-
on the anti-structure. Yeah, he's got both with the missile launchers. So yeah, he's
Good.
getting them for anti-structure. And to be fair, there's not a whole lot that's going to really stop him.
Well, he needs to do this now because if he waits any longer, it might be too late. He might get Bane Blades and drop it on top of their bases. So he needs to do this now. Yeah,
I have a horrible feeling that Waaghur is still in tier 1. Still.
right now it's just they have not capitalized at all. I'm afraid this. Oh, and what's? Oh no, something worse. The Valkyries. Oh, oh no. Oh, they're gonna go both. Oh no, but the Valkyries are just worse. Like, look at this, and in comparison, look at the IGs. Like, that just completely destroys vehicles. I mean, he's not even finished doing the generators, and look at this. Damn.
Sir, yes, sir.
I mean, it's funny that they both deep strike right at the same time.
Well, they flew past each other like I can't remember what the phrase is. Something in the night. There's a phrase for it.
Yeah, and needing to turn back because of the raw power of those aircrafts. Just so strong and so bulky as well. And he's just gonna keep sending them in as well.
Reporting for duty, sir.
We are taking fire.
Right, tier 2. But he's
Yeah,
going to
this
enter
is
tier 2
looking
heavily crippled.
It's just not looking good. I don't think he can do anything about this.
Our morale is recovering.
Well, once they get rid of it, he's got a good income still. He's still got 460 income.
I mean, that's assuming he can get rid of it because he can just keep striking their base, sending them in.
We're under
This is
fire.
not good. Not good at all.
We are taking damage.
Nightwing, sleek and deadly.
Yes, and the building damage, infantry damage, and vehicle damage of that unit is just insane.
Yeah. I mean, they're
The match was
starting
bad.
to
Celestial squad, ready
just
for battle.
make enough. Oh, that said.
Oh, here comes the
Chaos
Terminators
Terminators. In high
back in the
numbers.
base.
That's 4
Yes,
separate
this-
squads.
This might be GG at this
I think
moment.
that is GG.
We're under fire.
They just, Waaghur and Darkness just let them set unimpeded onto the tier 3. And this is the result.
Nightwing, sleek
Well,
and deadly.
that is it for Waaghur.
Mm-hmm.
These are beefy mofos.
Indeed. Like, ridiculously so. By the time you kill them, they already killed half your base. The damage is just that high.
Ooh, 13 power income.
We're under fire.
We might be calling it right here.
Damage.
And it's a shame because they, Darkness and Waaghur has such a good advantage early game.
Again, though, they didn't capitalize on it. Having a 0 population army, Andersson throughout most of the game just attacked unimpeded, and then there goes the second game in favor of Gooseman and Andersson. It will be now Darkness's and Waaghur's time to counterpick a map.
Yeah, I mean, to put it in perspective, after Andersson lost his capping units after they died, the next time that he built a unit was to build the unit that won the game. He didn't build anything after the conscripts until he built the Valkyries.
Indeed. Was extremely powerful, but well, we shall see. Going up, I shall see to them shortly. Okay. Darkness going over to the bathroom real quick, and then we shall proceed for the next match. I believe Stranger has already hosted. So, I believe he has already up slots up.
Right,
Yeah,
well I'm going to
1-1.
restart my my main PC again, which I think we're going to have to do every game now, because that's how you seem to stop
Right.
the FPS issue with the mouse.
Yes. Okay, when we shall be back shortly to watch the rest of the finals. Just gonna be a quick reset of the PC. I have returned. Are you arrived, Escalia?
I am here. So Stranger is asking, can we do a best of 3 instead?
That if both sides are in agreement, then they can get the go ahead. So it seems the abandoned jungle.
Yep, so it will be a best of 3.
Okay. Are you saving all the replays, by the way?
I'm not saving replays, no.
Oh no, Escalia, what have you done? I mean, you have it on the YouTube video, so it's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that I was gonna compile all of the replays and put them into the replay folder, but in a big folder for like 2v2 tournament, this date, and here are all the replays.
The only thing is they'll only work while the patch is live.
Ah, yes, but...
Yes, they very quickly become useless unless we sort of always very quickly cast them non-live and stuff.
Still, that being the case, it's still nice to have them.
Yeah,
So...
I'll try and remember in future.
So, yeah, let's see what kind of strategies they shall employ. I'm actually surprised that they have now gone for this map, because usually you see they go for big maps, but it seems that seeing that both Andersson and Gooseman adapted, and instead of doing early game, went late game, then that means...
It's nice though, because Darkness and Waaghur won on the small map, and then Stranger and Main won on the big map, so it does show that anything can happen, and it's not cut and dry.
Yes, indeed. A team must show adaptability if it hopes to come out the victor. And that being the case, since this is gonna be probably Waaghur and Darkness favored, in the sense that they have the initiative here. Because since they lost, and this is the last game, they will be able to choose both the map and they will be able to pick races last. So given that, we shall probably see them finding in their own turf. I see your screen in buying things, Scalia.
It shouldn't be.
I'm seeing the TC Helicon. Very interesting thing indeed. I hope you didn't show any personal information there.
No, no, this is only you can see this. No, this is just a potential audio thing for the stream.
Yes, you
Oh
guys
yeah,
are getting
I'm streaming my screen, not streaming OBS.
So yeah, you guys are getting a first-hand. Oh, actually no, they're not, because you are streaming the game itself, I think, right?
Yeah.
But in. Okay, good.
It's only you that's seeing my screen, seeing my. I was just trying to see whether.
Yeah, what races are they going?
Okay, so we do have Stranger, Chaos, and Andersson Tau. So first Tau of the day,
Tau?
and really not a race I suspect Andersson to play too much of. And then Demons from Waaghur and Chaos Space Marines from Darkness.
Tau, I don't think I recall seeing Andersson play Tau. This is new to me.
I don't think I've seen him play it sort of once or so, but a long time ago.
I wonder what came with the change to use Tau, especially on a map like this. We shall see if it works out. Last game of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Gooseman and Andersson vs Waaghur and Darkness. Game 3. What do you think will happen?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's 50-50, but I think it's like 40-60 in favour of Goose and Andersson. I think both sides have a really good chance.
Again,
I think
they are
Chaos.
You go.
Chaos is
Waaghur and Darkness are the ones that chose this map, so they have the initiative in terms of their preferred plan. Will it work out though?
We
That is
are
the question.
chaos. You chaos
darkness.
with your attention.
I assume darkness.
Oh,
Enemies
Yeah,
of the
darkness.
dark
Oh.
gods, beware. Master.
So I feel if he can take
Oh.
this and get a point on it, it's just getting a point onto it is going to be tricky. He's not
Oh, that's
bringing
gonna be
a
fish.
builder over yet.
We're here
But
to
here comes the
serve,
Coot,
Master.
so they will be able to intercept that. Probably on time.
Did
He's seeing this
yeah.
now. Oh yeah, he's not gonna be able to catch that point then.
No chance. Oof. And this was a gamble that is going to hurt them, just
This prey has
failing. So failingly. Now this is this is shitty. I've got no idea. Whose is whose? Whatever.
A bit of a skirmish here between both factions. Oh, the bike! It's the poor bike. Oh my god, the bike.
Yeah, well, I
That
think
bike
that's
is-
over.
You're strong. It'll be good.
That bike is so powerful, especially against a cluster of melee units. And not only that, it does not affect allies as well.
Enemies of the dark gods, beware! Do not punish us! We will not run
Yeah.
from
The thing is, while all this
enemy
shit's going
again.
on, Waaghur's getting the map control. Also got this. Oh no, that's Stranger. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, they've got the north, and they're only just starting to take the south.
The question is, how are they in tech, however?
This prey has teeth.
Tier 1 for Stranger.
Meeting resistance.
And I think Tier 0 for Darkness and Waaghur.
Yes, Lord. Our victory is assured.
So I would assume there's some stealth suits under there.
Our victory is assured.
Tier 1 coming up for Andersson as well.
Yeah, still relatively even for both players, but that first tech for Stranger might come into play. Though, that being said, Demon Tier 1, not as good as other Tier 1s. So there's...
Look at this though. Waaghur and Darkness are at the top, but they've also managed to push back Tau and are taking, and also going to town on this as well. That said, it might just be a case of changing hands. We'll have to see how this works.
Well, that depends on them, because if they can secure map control, that's fine. But if they cannot capitalize it, like they did the last game, then it's not gonna work out for them. Hopefully, they learn from their mistakes and are gonna adapt to that.
Well, they're taking this a hell of a lot quicker. And pushing back as well. This looks really good actually for Darkness and Waaghur, I think. Centre, still for Darkness. For Stranger. Oh, I keep confusing their names. Two people I talk to most.
Considering they're both playing demons, it may be easy to confuse.
Here we go. Right, everyone into Tier 1 now.
The point is ours.
Well, soon.
So it seems that Darkness preparing on an assault to the lower part of the map, but Andersson getting Tau vehicles. What will he get?
I
Probably
think he's just
Skyrays?
waiting for upgrades. So he's hitting Tier 1. I think we're going to see a pretty quick set of upgrades. Where's it? No, has he not got an armory?
Meeting resistance.
Oh, but here comes the Tau vehicles assaulting the base of both Waaghur and Darkness. Are they good versus buildings?
think so.
But they are gonna be able to harass the boulders.
Very well.
I mean, for demons, it's not that big of a loss because the demon is out of build.
This prey has teeth.
But
This prey
for
has
chaos,
teeth.
however, it might be a different story. And they're pushing to the south to compensate for this.
It's definitely a bit of a base trade though. 'Cause
Not
we do
necessarily.
Well, Darkness have been.
Oh yeah.
They're further along in the base trade, in this sort of chase each other around clockwise.
The question is, what is Waaghur doing? Oh,
Meeting resistance.
Well, he's got 4 squads of something. Okay, so this Piranha is not long for this world.
This prey has teeth.
Meeting resistance. Flee.
Getting vehicles from Darkness pretty soon. I suspect it might be Hell Talons. Yeah, so it's all just, I assume it's all Screamers. Inside. Oh, and if Darkness can actually get this built.
this is actually looking grim for Goose
Yeah.
and Andersson.
The counter-attack's finally happening. Well, the counter to the counter-attack, I suppose, is more accurate. Flamers versus Screamers.
Oh. Yeah, the Screamers are just gonna annihilate everything at this point, right?
I don't know, I mean the Screamers are a lot less tanky. What is this? This is Monster Armor versus Monster Armor, and you've got about double the HP on a full squad. But this is now going to be economic damage to the town. That is not good.
Oh no, this is off. Again, if it were a G, he could be able to defend this easily, but...
This
Oh,
prey
he
has
got a Hell Talon in his base as well. Oh, this is bad.
And I think as soon as these powers go down, then that's really where Tau is really going to start struggling. That said, it's not going to happen. He's healed them. He's going to get that back out.
Tau at the moment just has no economy. Unless Stranger can pull something off, we might be looking
Meeting
at the beginning of the
resistance.
end here.
Yeah, so Stranger still has the 1 crit. Other 2 not taken.
Broadside bubbles.
And this is just Andersson trying to get some of his
This prey has teeth.
just some of his first points back. In fact, I don't think Andersson has a point. Yeah, he's
He has one,
got the 1.
but only that one.
1 point, 2 gens.
Yeah, I don't see them coming back from this.
Meeting resistance.
Unless somehow Stranger manages to tech up in tier and get Daemons, but
Yeah, but Waaghur is really going to be in the same position as a Stranger, I would have thought. Plus, he's now taking these points in the north.
I'm still wondering what he was thinking on going Tau in this matchup.
Because he didn't seem to particularly fast tech. It didn't look like he was trying to get to a particular, like, you know, scramble for a particular unit that he wanted to abuse.
That being said, Stranger pushing back here with those Flamers of Stench.
But you just look at on the map, the line, yeah, it's very much past the halfway mark. Although that said,
Oh. Oh. Wonder why he built those there though. Yeah, those are going down. That's probably bad
Maybe
Damon
he
Priest,
thought that
man.
they were going to push so far through here that he'd have to expand away.
But now he's gonna lose all of those major units, and not only that, but that brings population to the Daemon. So the population cap will go down as well.
Well, I think they've got a bail now. They're going to get the one, but not the other.
I mean, at the very least, Goose is still pushing south, and he has a really strong push, and he's going all in for it. Oh, but here comes the bike! Oh no, the bike goes. Oh my God, look at that!
That said, it's not done too much damage.
I mean, now comes the Dreadnought, and the Flamers just cannot handle the Dreadnought.
Yeah, now
Flamers.
comes now comes Waaghur's Flamers.
And this is gonna be pushed all the way back. All the way back.
Oof.
Andersson making the best he can to get back his economic state, but what can he really do here? Like, he's still tier 1, right?
He's still tier 1. Assuming... But no, he's getting tier 2.
I mean, Tau, one of the best anti-vehicle races in the game, but versus a race like Damon's, where they don't depend that much on vehicles.
Mm.
It's a really bad matchup in that regard.
I mean, I'm wondering if the idea was that Demons would be the tanky front line, and then Tau would just sit behind. But the thing is, it's very much not a one map with a definite, one base to this end, one base to this end, and you fight in the middle. Like you said earlier on, this is a 3-path map, so you can't really have the Tau sitting behind the Demons as such, because you've got to split so much. You've got to control, the 3 whole paths. It gets very spread out.
A skirmish occurring on the north side of the map. Seems like they're gonna try to push this onslaught, but I don't think it's gonna be doing much. They're heavily outnumbered. They're gonna get pushed back. The Screamers really falling down the Sench Flamers. This might be a full-on push that may take down that point, but will it really?
Here's some really nice flamer effects.
Oh, it is like a hellfire just pouring down from each side. Can they make it work though? It seems that Waaghur is outnumbering Stranger's forces, but here comes the Tau support. What did they get? Broadsides?
Well,
it was seems to
not plural, but
oh, that lone broadside won't do. Oh, a greater demon. Is that Waaghur's or Strangers?
Strangers.
Okay, well that may be able to push them around, but
at the same time, it's a push in the north and it's a push in the south.
Oh, this is really bad. I mean, that greater demon is really good, but at this point of the game, it can't push both sides at the same time. So Andersson might just lose the rest of his base here. What's he getting?
Another broadside, an XP88. He's got a broadside hit. It's not even okay. So it's entrenching, fine.
Oh, this is looking grim.
The thing is, he's got the Demon Prince out, but the Demon Prince, the Demon Prince, but nothing else is really happening. Whereas we've got tier 2. More flamers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this may be the end here, folks. And Andersson's base is just getting demolished. Everything is just falling apart, and that Demon Prince is still stuck up there fighting the demons, so he cannot really answer the chaos that are pouring down into Tau. And here come the Hell Talons. They're surely gonna go against generators, or maybe the units first, since this comes to the anti-vehicle units. But wow. Yeah, this may be it, guys. I don't see them winning this.
Here we go.
Yes, I think if all of those generators fall down, and the Demon Prince cannot answer the Hell Talons because they're airborne.
Problem is, as well as as good a defense as Strangers put up, nothing has touched Darkness and Waaghur's base all game. It's been completely untouched.
Yeah, and they have both the north points and the south points. They have the whole map. And in this game, yes, it is GG. GG has been called. The winners are going to be Waaghur and Darkness, dethroning the previous tournament champions and becoming this week's champions. Congratulations to Waaghur and Darkness for a solid gameplay and solid games. Good games to both players.
Just the economy. Ouch.
Man, that was quite the game.
Yeah, so Stranger's certainly doing a very good job with the kills. In fact, I believe, yeah, more kills than Waaghur and Darkness put together. But they just got out economied.
Wow. Again, guys, great games for both players. I'm really glad that we got this amazing final game. Though I still am quite curious what was Andersson's plan going into this game going Tau, because as I understand, he's mainly an IG player. So I thought that maybe they have some sort of strategy in mind, but it seems
Had
like
he played
that
anything
was
apart
not
from
the
IG up to this point?
case. No, he has not.
Yeah, so
But-
very strange.
Oh, there we go.
It's such a shitty system. I'm going to look into it this week, find out how what the other streams use that's all automatic.
But yeah, guys, that was really amazing. Congratulations to everybody who participated and our winners, Waaghur and Darkness.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone for bearing with. That's been by far the most technical issues we've had in a stream so far.
Indeed.
But it is what it is. We are very new to this. We're also pretty much working flat out modding as well, working on the mod. So, but yeah, we'll get there.
But yes, now I'm going to update the results into the tournament's results channel as our first official organized tournament. Man, that's really exciting, man. Our first. You know what that means, right?
Champagne?
I mean, and you know, of course, but it just means that there are more to come.
So I think
And as
probably in
people-
2 weeks. I think we're going to carry on doing the 1 week of brawls, 1 week of tournament. Maybe, do you think maybe a 1v1 tournament next time?
Is this actually possible? And I will start making the rules now. So in order to accommodate things, it's going to be really interesting to see what people come up with.
I mean, it might be worth just asking on the server as well, see if people want to stick with the 2v2s or whether they want to mix it up, go with 2v2s and then 1v1s, or...
Well, I think it would be best to do a 1v1 because as we saw in the 2v2, there were a lot of dropouts at the last second, sadly. So there had to be a lot of accommodations. But if it's a 1v1 tournament, then it could be more easily managed, especially since our community is still growing, you know? And there's so many different time zones.
Yeah, we need to see where most of the players are. I think as long as it is actually a split between America and then Europe and Russia, then we probably do have to sort of stick roughly with this time. It's probably good if we can sort of start finding out where everyone is.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. But man, it has been a pleasure to cast with you. I shall now post the tournament results in the page, and we'll see. Until next time, huh?
Yep. So thank you everyone for turning up, sticking around, and we will see you soon. So,
Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
bye for now.